students in politics is a bit of a controversial topic.
I think students should be involved in politics because it's very important to take note what happened, and in terms of politics, you should help people, to take care of them, because nowadays people don't want to get involved in politics because they say politics is kotor. But I believe there's a side which is good. Then I believe it's about time for students to step in to build the country together with the adults and the youngsters. We build the country.
But I guess it's not so much about the involvement of politics, it's just the knowledge of it to begin with. Because being a Malaysian student abroad, you ought to know what's going on in the country. And you can't be ignorant, as they say, kata ibad, you can't be that. Because if you go back to the country, what do you expect? You can't be demanding the government of something where you never even knew what was going on in the first place. So you can't say that they are bad, you can't say that they've improved, or you can't praise or you can't criticize because you don't have any base of comparison at all. So it's not so much about whether to be involved in politics, but first take the step to know what's going on in our political scene and realize how manipulative certain press can be. And there is this vacuum of information, if you can think about it, because we are abroad, we don't get to be home to really be in the country, to really experience what's going on. And we are heavily reliant on people, media for information. If the media is going to be biased, be it whatever side, how are we supposed to be informed promptly about what's going on in our country? So, and there's so many avenues of information that being the case, which one is reliable? So there's so many things to think about whether or not we be in politics. It's a very far-fetched idea because you can't get our students here to even consider being informed first. What more being involved?
Okay, regarding about the students' involvement in politics, well, my view is that we can't quite implement it yet in Malaysia, since that if you guys remember, what was the point of the AUKU has been created is because first, when Anwar Ibrahim has said before, he's been very actively involved in politics when he studies in UM. So because of that, maybe in terms of policy, I don't know, but because of that, Tun Dr. Mahathir has introduced AUKU to reduce tension among students regarding politics. Because our generation nowadays are too stressed about regarding all the politics rubbish that we are facing on, like who is right, who is wrong. Neither doesn't mean that you're right that others are wrong, and either way, you know what I mean. So I think AUKU should be abolished, but not now.
I think we should all be given equal amount of exposure, and we should all be given the opportunity to know what's going on in our country, to be exposed to different ideologies in politics. Know that it's not just this sort of politics that we have. Know all sort of concept that the way the country can be run. So in a sense that I think it is important, it's pretty crucial that students be given this sort of opportunity so that we know what is going on in our country. We are not confined within our own little world. We know what is going on, because this is the real world after all. We cannot have that sort of upper attitude to this, because that is the Malaysian culture in it. Because after all, this is our own country. If we have the whole upper, let them do that, let them do this, we'll just do our own thing, then in the end we'll just be a very detached nation. So students in politics, it's not just about corruption and things like that. It's basically knowing how your country works and actually realizing on what sort of model works most optimally in our country. So I think this is definitely a good exposure to politics in Malaysia generally, and definitely a platform for students to grow into a more mature leader for our country. Thank you.
Okay, what do I think about student involvement in politics is, actually it's not more on the idea of student involving in politics, but I think students should focus more on what is your cause and what is your objective if you want to join any politics affiliation. And if your objective is just merely to get popularity or for you to be famous. I think that's a wrong concept for you to focus on. But if you join any political bodies, if you join them and you want to contribute in this body responsibly with high integrity, that's okay with me. That's my personal opinion. And what I always hear from my friends and from other people, they always say politics are dirty. But to me, okay, I put it this way: even Prophet Muhammad, even our Prophet, he used to be a politician. So we cannot just simply say politics are dirty. And maybe this is a note for you to ponder upon. I came across this quote. It's about integrity, and it says that integrity is when you do the right thing when other people are not looking at you, are not watching. So maybe that's something for us to ponder upon. Thank you.